is not a drill. This is not a drill. This is real.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is not Prince. It's Melina Abdullah. My name is Melina Abdullah, but this is the My Name is Prince show. This is not a drill. It's My Name is Prince. Is our subject for today. I'm so excited. I almost couldn't get my name out my mouth when I said my name is. Like this is what
She's
this
such
is.
a nerd.
This is how you were raised. Anytime there's a lyric in there,
The
it's hard.
sparkle in your eyes right now.
I said my name is, and I was like, wait, is it Prince? No, it's
Your
not.
favorite subject.
My name is Prince, and I am funky. Anyway, my name is Melina Abdullah, and I am. Dominique DePrima called me the president of the Intergalactic Prince Club.
Wow, not even just one galaxy.
Not just one galaxy. All of them.
They all know you?
All of them. All of them. I'm the president of the Intergalactic Prince Fan Club, Prince Music Club, because that's what he called it. I'm also professor of Pan-African Studies at Cal State LA's College of Ethnic Studies. I'm a social justice unionist with the California Faculty Association, and I'm co-founder of Black Lives Matter Los Angeles and Black Lives Matter Grassroots, where I'm also director. And most importantly, I am Tandiwe, Amara and Amen's mama, and one of my children, the oldest, is here co-hosting with me this morning. Tandiwe Abdullah is in studio, fresh back from South Africa.
Ooh.
Ooh, ooh. And I should do this. Ow! You're back.
I like that.
We're live in our KBLA Crenshaw studios. And I am glad to be coming to you on the ground with Prince fan number 2, Tandiwe Abdullah, who is also co-founder of the Black Lives Matter Youth Vanguard and chapter coordinator for Black Lives Matter Los Angeles. Thank you for joining us on This Is Not a Drill on KBLA Talk 1580 this morning. And every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 a.m., where we bring to you on-the-ground updates, campaigns, news, challenges, and victories from the front lines. Before we get into what we're going to get into, let's ground ourselves with our land, labor, and life acknowledgement. And we recognize that this is the stolen land of Indigenous people, and it's built by the stolen labor and lives of our African ancestors. So we invite you to take a deep breath in. And breathe out. The land which we inhabit in what is now known as Los Angeles is physically situated in the original ancestral homelands of the Tongva, Quiche, Chumash, and Gabrielino people. We pay respect to the Tongva, Quiche, Chumash, Gabrielino, and all Indigenous people, past, present, and future, in their continuing presence in the homeland and throughout their historical diaspora. Take another deep breath in. And breathe out. We pay homage to those who were stolen from Africa, placed in bondage, falsely named as chattel, and forced into labor, who were called slaves but never submitted as such, who have always been fully human with an unbroken connection to the divine and to each other. We honor our African ancestors for the still unpaid labor which built what is now the Americas. Take another deep breath in. And breathe out. To both our Indigenous and African forebears, we commit to the continued struggle for liberation and reparations, for it is only through freedom and justice that we truly give honor. Ashe.
Ashe.
And if you didn't pick it up from the way we walked into this show, today we are going to be honoring the life, legacy, and music of Prince. Prince has been my greatest source of joy, other than my 3 children, greatest source of joy for my entire life. And we know that we just passed the 10-year angelversary of his ascent into the realm of the ancestors. And so we're keeping the phone lines open for the entirety of the show. So if you are a real Prince lover, there's a song in there, "Wanna be your lover."
This is
Right.
going to be happening the whole show.
The whole show, right? If you're a real Prince lover, then call in. We want you to share your stories, your songs. You can sing on the air. Your voice has got to be better than mine, right? Your remembrances. We want you to call in and share those things. Share the teachings. I really believe that Prince was also a teacher, right? Was
Right.
also a teacher. He taught me about music, about joy and not just repetition. If you're a real Prince lover, you know what I'm talking about. But also like the joy. In fact, there's a lot of joy songs. Private Joy is another one. But the importance of joy and the importance of art as kind of a vessel to spirit. And it was, Tundiwe knows that there's still, my children know that there's still 2 songs that we can't play because I become overwhelmed by emotion. But other than that, we play Prince all the time. And if you're like that, and I know that there's a lot of us like that, because I grew up on lines, right? Not just for AK, but in line for Prince, and the community that was built there. His understanding that music should be revolutionary, right?
Right.
He didn't just name the band The Revolution like by happenstance. Prince did everything with intention.
Yeah.
Prince and the Revolution. And now there's a revolution popping off in Minneapolis. There's been revolutions popping off in Minneapolis, but
that's a powerful spirit to call on too.
That's right. That's right. And so we'll be talking about Prince for the entirety of the show. You are welcome to call in 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. There are some special callers that we're hoping will get in and share stories that you may not know, that I may not know. And then we'll also have our More Than a Hashtag conversation. I should have asked my sister Charmaine Lawson. I know she's not going to disappoint me. Sister Charmaine is the mother of David Josiah Lawson. And she'll will participate in that More Than a Hashtag conversation with her. She was the mother again of David Josiah Lawson, is the mother of David Josiah Lawson, who was a Humboldt State honor student who was murdered by a white supremacist at an off-campus party on April 15th, 2017. And we'll be talking with her about what justice looks like. And of course, before we get into any of that, we'll get into the headlines with Tundiwe Abdullah. I see calls already coming in. We'll get to you when we come forward. You're listening to This Is Not a Drill right here on KBLA Talk 1580.
BLM's This Is Not a Drill continues when we come forward.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, 6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family, only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, host of The Voice of Reason, weeknights at 7 p.m. here on KBLA Talk 1580, with a personal invitation for you to join me and Insight.me as we present The Healing Box, live at Inglewood's world-famous Miracle Theater, Saturday evening, May 23rd at 7 p.m. Look, I understand. Your attachment style has been running your life like a rogue algorithm, and nobody has had the courage to press pause. Until now, Dr. Bakoya McCall and yours truly are curating a night where clinicians, spiritualists, and an all-star panel of Black woman healers like Dr. Shalonda Sunshine Crawford, Dr. Deshauna Johnson, and spiritualist Precious McGill will join some amazing spoken word artists and the legendary comedian Louis Dix to diagnose, disrupt, and heal your relational wreckage in real time. Listen, bring your trauma. As a matter of fact, bring your baby mama. No, bring your testimony. And if you're still texting your ex at 2 a.m., baby, you're not just invited, you're the target demo. Tickets are moving fast, so grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before your dating history gets flagged as a pre-existing condition. That's themiracleinglewood.com. We'll see you there Saturday, May 23rd at 7 p.m.
BLM's This Is Not a Drill continues right now.
I'm going down to Alphabet Street. I'm gonna crown first girl that I meet. I'm gonna talk so sexy. She'll want me from my head to my feet. Yes, she will.
This is going to be the challenge because we're playing Prince for the whole show. It's going to be a challenge coming back.
Because she never lets us turn off Prince.
No, that's the rule, that we can't talk over Prince and we can't turn off Prince. Forgive me, Prince. This is a challenge. Okay, you're listening to This Is Not a Drill. This is the Love Prince edition, 10 years after he shed his body and ascended to the realm of the ancestors. We are honoring Prince. We are loving Prince always, but especially during these 2 hours on This Is Not a Drill. We're going to hop into some headlines with Tandiwe Abdullah. What we got, Tandiwe?
Okay, so yesterday afternoon at City Hall, Black Lives Matter LA presented the findings of the People's Budget LA 2026 survey to the City Council at the Budget and Finance Committee hearing. Dr. Melina Abdullah and Dr. David Turner led the presentation, and our young people, including yours truly, myself, Tandiwe,
Tandiwe,
closed us out. Unlike the last 3 years where we presented our findings directly to the mayor, this year she refused to show up to the People's Budget Assembly and canceled her appearance at the Trans-Latina Coalition Mayoral Forum that was originally scheduled for today. The mayor's proposed budget for 2026 and 2027 gives even more money to LAPD, while unarmed crisis response, transportation, and city services received no additional funding. Next opportunity for public comment is Monday, 3:30 to 8 p.m.
Yeah, they're going late.
What?
I know. Go City Council. Go City Council. Good job, City Council.
Mean? Okay, well,
they said they wanted to give people an opportunity to get off work.
That's really good. I never expected this, honestly. When you get used to the bureaucracy and the little twisting of things. Yeah, anyways, one thing good has been done. Monday, 3:30 to 8 p.m. You can give your public comment on the mayor's budget at City Hall.
Yeah, I think this is great. And I don't want to claim credit for everything, but I will say we've been pressing for the last 13 years for public meetings to be held in times and locations when people can make it there, right? How you going to have public comment without the public? Right.
And at a time when you know people aren't going to be able to get there.
Right.
People are picking up their kids. They're getting off work.
Almost all these public meetings are held on Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m. and they conflict, right? City council meeting is Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Police commission is Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. County Board of Supervisors is Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. So even if you can get free on Tuesday at 10 a.m., you got to pick one. And then Inglewood City Council is Tuesdays at 1 p.m., right? Closed session, 1 p.m.
So
open.
you got to go from there to there.
Right. If you are working a 9-to-5 job, you can't go to any of these things. So anyway, that's a long way of saying that the Budget and Finance Committee, which includes Ionesis Hernandez, right, as well as is being chaired by Katie Yaroslavsky, decided to have this meeting in the evening when people can get there. So we appreciate that. So I think that just as much as we hit folks for doing wrong, we do have to say that was a good job.
Yeah, and I will say I'm not trying to give Katie Yaroslavsky any undeserved points, but during the People's Budget presentation, she seemed very tuned into the fact that like people should be doing things like that.
She was paying attention. She also scheduled us, right?
Very interesting.
So scheduled, we gave an official presentation. So when you read that headline that we were there and gave a presentation, it wasn't at public comment. We actually were invited to the dais, to the table where all the
clicker and everything
had a clicker and everything, and gave a presentation to the Budget and Finance Committee, because now that they've received the mayor's budget proposal, which is just a proposal, we wanted them to hear from the people. And more than 1,500 Angelinos this year and more than 35,000 Angelinos over the past few years have completed the People's Budget Survey. And we presented that data, which shows that it's not just us. It is Angelinos all across every city council district want to defund three things. Police, I call them the 3 Ps: police, prosecutions, and parking tickets, right?
I always forget prosecutions.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They want to defund those things. And the most important investment is in housing. They want to spend on housing, and they want to spend on mental health resources, street lights, road repairs, those kinds of things. That's what Angelinos want. Fire department. Nobody ever said defund the fire department or gave a middle finger to the firefighters. We've never done that. So anyway, that happened. We're really appreciative of that, despite what LAPPL said, because LAPPL said we're not fit to give presentations.
Yeah, I think you should talk about that one, since this is your headline. Y'all are going to realize why I'm giggling a little bit. It's not funny, actually, but it's a little funny. I don't want
to talk about myself, but I will say that Los Angeles Police Protective League, which is not a union.
They're not a union at all. They don't even act with the seriousness required of a union. And the thing is, most unions, they act, like they have their things together. But if you're the police, you literally have people's lives in your hands every single day. The fact that you are making edits, making reels. Okay, so let me just read the headline so that people have the context. So yesterday morning, the Los Angeles Police Protective League, and just to put this into context, this is in addition to the fact that yesterday was the presentation of the People's Budget. So ahead of the People's Budget presentation, the Los Angeles Police Protective League showed themselves to be both bullies and cowards at the same time when they posted my mom on social media, attacking her for the BLMLA April Fool's protest on April Fool's Day, where they threw little squeezy rubber toy pigs at LAPPL headquarters.
It's so stupid. And then they said she's unfit.
You're unfit, but somehow you're also the mastermind.
They also called me the mastermind of the People's Budget and of BL. Look, I've always called them the Legion of Doom. And they're like, who else uses words like mastermind? Mastermind? I'm the mastermind.
I think they really have this like video game type of mindset where like the people they kill aren't even people. Their enemies are these like biblical enemies that they're going up against. They think that they're under delusions of grandeur when really all they are murderers and the people who protect them. So the Los Angeles Police Protective League, right? They are playing with the topic of police murder. They're playing with the fact that that's really what it is to me. The fact that you're so upset over a rubber squeezy toy. And they also do such stupid things. Like, they're like, this is violent. You kill people, though.
That's the part. So you're upset that we threw rubber squeezy pigs. And let me say, if you look at that video, my form was impeccable.
It really was. That's all everyone could say.
I was like, oh, I look like I should play football.
If you find that video, you'll understand. Also, the toy pig, we're Muslim, so we don't really like pigs that much. Cute. But the toy was so cute. I don't understand. Like, they didn't deserve that cute little toy.
Right.
So you're telling me
and we gave them a lot of them.
And the guns are scared of a rubber toy pig.
And it was April Fool's Day, y'all.
April Fool's. Harmless.
It was April Fool's Day. Here's the thing. We did it. It was named, brilliantly dubbed, Operation Flying Pig. Or Operation When Pigs Fly, right?
You guys are hilarious.
On April Fool's Day. And we did it, but it's also like one of the few things we can do, right? They literally shot 48 people last year.
Wow.
They shot 48 people last year. They murdered, if anybody has seen the video of Elias Real being murdered on video as he walked away on the phone with his fiance, saying they're going to kill me.
Oh my God.
They're going to kill me. And they did. And you want to be angry because the people, I'm the mother of 3 children you have your guns trained on their backs. You have surrounded my house 3 times with assault rifles. 3 times. And you mad because you got some rubber squeezy pigs thrown at a building that you don't even occupy most of the time. Come on, man. Come on. Everybody should have rubber squeezy pigs. And if that's all we can do, what did your friend say from Palestine? And we'll keep it moving after this.
I have a friend from Palestine whose family is from Gaza. And when I showed them that video, they said that they are so proud and they really see the struggle of Palestinians reflected in the struggle of Black people here in the US. Because one thing that people say about Palestinians, especially the children, is that they throw rocks. They're just small people, unarmed people, throwing rocks at people with guns and tanks. With tanks drawn at them, they're throwing rocks, right? And what they're saying is we're up against these big structures, these big militarized structures. The most powerful people are the ones with the smallest of resistance efforts, right? The smallest of things, anything you can throw. And so I was just honored by that.
I'm deeply honored by that too.
Right.
And that's a line in Dead Prez, right? When you run out of bullets, grab rocks.
Right.
And we don't have no bullets. So we got squeezy pigs. And
I mean, I think they're just honestly affronted that we just won't lie down and take their abuse. And so I think the fact that you're resisting in any way will always be.
Even if it's a middle finger.
Right.
And that's how you were raised, that if you see them, don't let them go by without resisting.
Right.
All right.
And we can move on. I just want to say I also feel the same way about Israeli soldiers. You know, if you murder someone, you don't get to live your life in peace.
No.
If you subscribe to an institution that believes in something like that, no, you don't get to walk around and just live your life and go to your lunches on the people's dime also while you kill us. I'm not gonna take that.
Right. And that's for all of them. And we'll take all of them. Nathan Hawkman, the murderers of Christopher DeAndre Mitchell, every killer cop. You should not be able to go to Chipotle,
right,
and get an extra scoop,
right. And if you're the manager of Chipotle,
say it in their food,
or say we don't serve cops here. We don't serve.
There are coffee shops, the Oakland coffee shop They don't serve police.
Yeah.
No.
And also, I hate walking into a restaurant and seeing police sitting there eating. It's just so uncomfortable on so many levels. But
resist. That's the point.
The point is to resist.
There's a book that I've been citing a lot by Robin Kelly, one of my favorite scholars and favorite people, called Race Rebels. It's one of his earlier works, but it's about how Black people have never submitted to our own oppression. And whatever we have to do, we do. Resist. Resist. Let's go to the next headline.
Ashe. On Wednesday, a former North Carolina police officer was arrested for plotting a mass shooting of Black people. What? Okay, attending the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival taking place this weekend. Christopher Gillum, a white man, was arrested at a Florida hotel with a handgun and hundreds of rounds of ammunition.
Former North Carolina cop. White supremacists and cops are one and the same.
Wow.
One and the same.
I'm thinking of that Houston cop who went and did that whole N-word rant, and now everyone is saying she needs to be removed. This is a symptom of a very large problem.
That's right.
Okay, so finally, tomorrow and every last Sunday of the month, come out and enjoy some radical Black joy, laughter, and beloved community at the all-Black monthly improv show, Who All Gonna Be There, co-created by Black Lives Matter, LA's very own Yasmin Monet Watkins. Each show will feature a guest, a call to action, and a call to action from BLMLA. This weekend will feature special guest Duran Bernard.
Wow.
Going down at the Barbara Morrison Performing Arts Center right here in Africatown tomorrow night. Doors at 7, show at 7:30 p.m. That's the monthly all-Black improv show here in Africatown at the Barbara Morrison Performing Arts Center, located at 4305 Degnan Boulevard, co-sponsored by Black Lives Matter LA Arts and Culture Committee.
And then, of course, every Wednesday, you want to come out to the protest. This Wednesday is a special Wednesday because we're going to be kicking off the Nathan Hockman Must Go campaign at 211 West Temple. We'll be with the family of Keith Porter and Christopher DeAndre Mitchell. When we come forward, taking your Prince calls right here on This Is Not a Drill.
BLM's This Is Not a Drill, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Baton Rouge police have arrested 5 people in connection with the deadly shooting at the Mall of Louisiana. Mayor President Sid Edwards says security video shows a fight between 2 groups in the food court before the gunfire broke out.
Multiple suspects were identified, apprehended, are now in custody.
6 people were shot, 1 later died, and police now say all of the victims were innocent bystanders. Atlanta's Black Mayor Andre Dickens is making a strong push for the city to host the 2028 Democratic National Convention. Dickens welcomed DNC Chair Ken Martin and said Atlanta is the right choice for the country. And Pro Football Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor, who is Black, is reportedly in the hospital after a medical emergency in New Jersey. TMZ Sports says the 67-year-old was taken to the emergency room Friday, but people close to him do not believe the situation is too serious. Taylor is widely considered one of the greatest defensive players in NFL history. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Compassion sponsorship means food, healthcare, education, and most of all, being known, loved, and protected. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
In a world full of noise, one station keeps it real. KBLA Talk 1580, where the conversation goes deeper, the voices sound like yours, and the issues that matter most to our community take center stage. Progressive, powerful, unapologetically us. Whether you're driving through the city or tuning in from your home or office, join the public square. KBLA Talk 1580. Your home for talk that enlightens, encourages, and empowers. Listen live on our free KBLA 1580 app, on our website at KBLA1580.com, or on your radio dial at 1580 AM.
Unapologetically progressive.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes, and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you got to make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
There's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now. Things are changing fast and no one knows what comes next. Times like these make you realize just how important it is to be prepared. That's where My Patriot Supply comes in. They're America's #1 most trusted resource for survival food, solar power, water filtration systems, and more. Go to preparewithamerica.com to unlock a special offer that'll help you get ready for whatever comes our way. Go to preparewithamerica.com to see the special offer right now. That's preparewithamerica.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do? My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
You can't fix what you won't face. And we face it every day. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Created with a share of the 1984 Olympic Games surplus, LA 84 began operations in 1985 as a grant-making and educational foundation. Today, the LA 84 Foundation supports hundreds of nonprofit youth sports organizations throughout Southern California annually, trains coaches, commissions research, convenes conferences, and maintains the world's premier Olympic and sports library collection. They are transforming lives and communities through the power of youth sports. To find out about youth sports programs for yourself or your child, and to get information about the grants and support they offer to schools and nonprofits, or if you want to make a donation, please visit la84.org. That's la84.org. Or you can call them at 323-730-4600. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to BLM's This Is Not a Drill. Now, back to the conversation.
Ooh, here I go again. Falling in love all over. Ooh, the second devil hand. You just pray it don't get burned. Ooh, this fire inside of me. Don't nobody realize. Oh, what you ought to be. But baby, you got to learn. I'm making you a cup of pink cashmere. You got to know how I feel about you. I'll always want you near. I'm making you a cup of pink cashmere. I'm counting every minute of every hour. You are here.
All right, Prince. We are in full Prince mode. 10 years after he shed his body, we uplift the spirit and music and life and legacy of Prince. who's brought us so much joy and deepened our understanding of the world and love and all of our connections, everything. I do learn, Simeon just said, is there a song that you don't know? You know what, I am learning a lot more about him. And so I'm appreciative of so many people that he loved sharing stories of him. We're inviting you to call in at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. And we want to go to Deborah calling in on line 1. And I know you've been holding for a minute, Deborah. Thank you for calling. Deborah, you there? Okay, let's try to come back to Deborah. Braylon is calling in on line 2. What we got, Braylon?
Hey, Tandiwe. Hey, Dr. Abdullah.
Braylon, what's good?
Nothing. I just wanted to. First off, I just wanted to say, we appreciate everything both of y'all do, and that they're really petty for posting that video. Like you said, like they literally kill people. They're trying to make it seem like you're wrong for throwing some toy pigs when they definitely deserve that, and it was hilarious.
I really appreciate that, Braylon, and I'm glad you could see, because, you know, at first I was very upset. I was mad because this is the union coming after my mom.
Not a union.
A fake union,
A
right?
fake
An
union,
association. But an association of unrighteous people and criminals coming after my mom for like just such a small thing. So, and I'm glad I could reach that understanding that it's just unserious.
Right. What was interesting, because I don't follow LAPPL on social media. Surprise, surprise.
God, right.
Someone sent it to me yesterday morning, and that's how I saw it. And then I shared it with Tandiwe. And we got in the comments. I did read the comments. I didn't say anything, but I read some of the comments. But the one that I pointed out to you, Tandiwe, is it seemed like it was one of their own members that was like, why are you posting this? We have other stuff to talk about. Why do we care about somebody throwing squeezy pigs?
Yeah.
Like this was it. In fact, I'm sure it was that one of their own members. They were like, what's this have to do with our contracts, our pay, our working conditions?
Right.
Because they're not a union.
They're not. Imagine if you saw your union attacking the people who they don't like on Maine. Go and do that on your burner account. Like everyone else.
Also, there is a seriousness to it, because when they do that, they know what they're doing.
Right, exactly.
And they're putting a bullseye on me.
Right. Which they have also done.
And I don't see, I scrolled through a little bit. I don't see them doing that to anybody else. So look, if something happens, look at LAPPL first, right?
No, seriously. They put a hit out.
Yeah. But God got me. God got me. Thank you, Braylon, for calling in. Hope you're good. All right. Deborah, do we have Deborah calling in on line 1?
Oh, hi, here I am.
Hey, Sister Deborah, this is our BLM Grassroots Natick Boston chapter, right?
Hi, Sister Deborah.
Yeah, Boston Metro.
Thanks for calling in.
Thanks for all y'all do, and thanks for honoring Prince on the 10th anniversary of his death. I just want to say that I am a Prince fan. I guess I am, because I was on the phone holding on for all this time. I grew up with Prince and his music, Purple Rain. I saw that movie when it first came out. I was a teenager or young adult when it first came out. Prince was always impeccably dressed and presented himself like that all the time. He's creative genius. A lot of good songs.
Yes. Well, thank you for calling in and sharing that. We really appreciate you, Sister Deborah, for calling in. And shouts out and love to BLM Boston Metro. Really appreciate you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you.
You too. We're going to take one more call before we go to Sister Charmaine. Morris is calling in on line 2. What you got, Morris?
There's a brother by the name of Robert Williams. He wrote a book called Negroes with Guns. When the Ku Klux Klan went to hang him one time, when he saw them brothers with some guns, they turned around and left. Doctor, do you believe that one day that the spirit of Robert Williams will return to our community and we'll start defending ourselves with lead the way we're being taken out with lead? And I'll take your comments off the air. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks so much for calling in. So there's only so much I'm going to say. I believe in the enduring presence of our righteous warrior ancestors, including Robert and Mabel Williams, right? So we want to make sure we uplift them. We intentionally call their names. We intentionally call the name of one of my Babas, Baba Sekou Odinga. We intentionally call the name of Dr. Matulu Shakur. And we have a right to self-defense. In addition to Negroes with Guns, we want to encourage people to read one of our living scholars, Akinyele Baba Akinyele Umoja. We Will Shoot Back, and he also has a new book on the life of Robert and Mabel Williams. So thank you for calling them into space. Thank you for calling them into space. You know why I'm not saying much more, Brother Morris, but that's what I'll say on the air. All right. And as we move forward, we're going to hop into our More Than a Hashtag conversation because our right to self-defense is underscored by the theft. You know, this is why we have to defend ourselves, that they are stealing the lives of our people. We're going to come forward with the mother of David Josiah Lawson, who's going to talk about her son on the 9th anniversary of David Josiah Lawson. That and much more right here on This Is Not a Drill.
BLM's This Is Not a Drill, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Stay informed with 24/7 power outage alerts from LADWP delivered straight to your phone or email when an outage occurs. Get notified when there's a major outage and again when your power is restored. Track up to 3 neighborhoods, like your home, your workplace, even a family member's. Stay connected. Stay informed. Sign up at ladwp.com/outage alert. That's ladwp.com/.
And if you have a favorite Prince song, we're doing only Prince today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we pass on the camera?
We can, but you're so pretty.
Oh no, I'm still in bed. I had a.
What you say? You still in bed? Okay.
I'm sorry. My aunt, well, our uncle passed away, so we were on Zoom. His service was in Philadelphia, so we've been on Zoom. So we've been up early watching the service. So yeah, we're not
ready.
I'm not
That's
ready.
fine.
No.
That's fine.
So I'm sorry.
No worries. Do you have a favorite Prince song?
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain. Okay,
Yeah.
that will definitely be played. I think we're going out of the whole show with Purple Rain, right? Sim, we gonna play Purple Rain at the end of the whole show, right?
Oh,
That's our closing song. Yeah. I'm with you though.
Yeah, that's
my
absolutely
favorite.
my
That's
favorite.
his favorite song. So we're right. We're in good company.
Okay, great. How you guys doing this morning?
I'm all right. How's Chloe?
She's good. She actually just texted me a few minutes ago. She's in her room.
Okay, tell her I said hi.
I will definitely do that. I told her I was going to be on with you this morning. So yes,
Good.
I will share that with her.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Hope that's held up by her very wavy arm.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay, or avastin-capsid pegol, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. It's proven to slow GA progression and could preserve your remaining vision for longer, so you can keep seeing the world around you. Don't take Izervay if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't wait for your vision changes to progress. Ask your retina specialist about Izervay today. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
BLM's This Is Not a Drill on KBLA Talk 1580.
And we are in our More Than a Hashtag conversation right here on This Is Not a Drill We are honored and always happy to be in conversation with Sister Charmaine Lawson, who is our movement sister, as well as the mother of David Josiah Lawson, who was a sophomore honor student when he was stabbed to death by, the police don't have to say it, but I'll say it, a white supremacist, stabbed to death by a white man named Kyle Zollner up in Humboldt County as he was at an off-campus party. And Sister Charmaine has been so active in the liberation of Black people, in doing work all around the world. The last time she joined us on This Is Not a Drill, it was for the work that she was doing in her homeland of Jamaica after Hurricane Melissa devastated communities in Trelawney, where her family is from. And she was there with her daughter, actually putting new roofs on houses. And we just love you so much, Sister Charmaine, and always want to uplift David Josiah Lawson. I always say, I hate the way we connected, but I'm so fortunate and blessed and honored to be connected with you, Sister Charmaine.
I agree. Good morning, you guys. Good morning. Thank you, sis, for having me. And I've shared that story with so many friends that I've met up in Humboldt County, that we met under the worst circumstances, losing my son, but have gained so many wonderful people, including you and your family and my BLM grassroots, LA, and all over the world family who has embraced myself, Chloe, Anthony, and absolutely DJ. So I'm truly grateful. I'm sad because no mom should have to bury their children, right? Or their child. And getting that phone call, about DJ's passing is still, it aches me every single day. I grieve every day, but I have wonderful friends and family who supports me. So I'm in good spirit right now. But with the anniversary that just passed, on April 15th, it took me back into a deep place, a deep place. And my son should be here. DJ should be here living his life. He was such a wonderful person. He was bright. He was brilliant. He was caring. He loved his family. He loved his friends. And he loved Humboldt County. He absolutely loved that town. And to see that his life was taken so viciously by a white supremacist, Kyle Christopher Zoner is his name, that took my son's life. And to see the lack of leadership within the police department and the Humboldt County District Attorney's Office, just the disregard to Black and brown lives, it's disheartening. It's sad. It's really sad. 9 years and my son still has not received justice. It's heartbreaking. It's definitely a heartbreaker.
And Sister Charmaine, for people who are just catching up, can you tell us a little bit about Josiah? We know he was an honor student. He was a student leader. You sent him off to Humboldt State, and he soared while he was there. Can you tell us about your son?
Absolutely. Like I said, he's the firstborn. So he have younger siblings that he always want his siblings to be proud of him. So he set an example for his siblings. He graduated from high school with honors, and then he went off to Humboldt State where, like you said, he soared. He was a student leader on campus. He worked a part-time job while he was in school. He was president of Brothers United. He was the youngest president they ever had. DJ was 19 years old. And, he was just a leader within the community of Humboldt County and here in SoCal where we lived, right? He was smart. He was ambitious. He wanted to be an attorney. And that is why he was studying criminal justice and wanted to go into politics. That was the plan that DJ had for his life. That was the plan
Beautiful.
until,
He was a
yes,
beautiful, your whole family is just a beautiful family. Like who you are on the inside shines through you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. My daughter Chloe graduated from LMU, at 19 years old, with her bachelor's because she wanted to continue her brother's legacy. And he was taken at 19 and she wanted to get that degree, and she worked extremely hard to do so. So, I have great kids, wonderful children, and to see that their lives, society think their life does not matter. They can be taken and nothing comes out of it, no accountability, no one to be held accountable. Kyle Zoner is living his life.
Right.
He's living his life, and the district attorney in Humboldt County, at this point I just call them useless. They're useless. They're not, they don't care about folks that look like my son, right? If you're brown, you're black, you're indigenous, your life does not matter. And it's been shown throughout the history of Humboldt County, and even to current. There are people still being murdered in Humboldt County and nothing is being done about it. Absolutely nothing.
Right. Right. So the short version of what happened to Josiah on April 15th, 2017.
Yeah. Yeah, DJ attended a party for a friend of his. They were all the Humboldt State University students, and four four white girls showed up at the party who were not students of Humboldt County. And a fight broke. Well, they accused my son. Well, they're pretty much accusing everyone there. The party was majority students of color. And Layla Ortega, which is Kyle Zona's girlfriend, misplaced her phone because she later found her phone. But she was accusing everyone of, taking her phone. And she approached my son and his friends as they were leaving the party and asked to empty your motherfucking pockets, excuse my language. When my son and his friends, they refused, they pull out their bear spray and pepper sprayed, and they sprayed my son and his friends. My son was, his eyes, all of them, their eyes were impaired. They can't see. And as DJ was getting ready to leave, he went back up the driveway to get his girlfriend. And that's when he was ambushed by Kyle Zoner. And my son was stabbed 4 times and he never made it. He never made it.
God.
Zoner was arrested but released after 10 days. That they didn't have enough evidence, even with the DNA evidence of the knife is of Kyle Zoner and my son. The clothing on his that Zoner was wearing was covered, soaked in my son's blood. And even with that, and the dashboard camera from the police officer that showed up on the scene of students pointing in the direction of Kyle Zoner saying he did it. And they went over, arrested him, and yet the judge still said that there was not enough evidence. I have gone to the AG's office. I've met with Becerra. I've met with, oh, you were there with me, Sister Melina.
Yeah.
I've met with AG Bonta. I've reached out to my own Congressman Mark Takano. I've done everything in my powers that I can do as a mom to get justice for her son, to get a change of venue, because Humboldt County is such a, again, good people up there, but very racist people up in Humboldt County. And I just knew that my son would not get the justice that he deserved, and he deserved justice, and justice needs to happen. It needs to happen.
That's right. So, Sister Charmaine, you've been doing a lot of work in your son's name. How can people support you as you continue, even 9 years in, to struggle for justice in the name of David Josiah Lawson?
I would say reach out to Humboldt County District Attorney's Office. The DA, her name is Stacy Eads. Reach out to her, encourage her to give DJ's case to the Attorney General. Give DJ's case, just give it to them, let them deal with the case, because this is an open and shut case. This is 5 minutes in deliberation, they're coming back with a guilty verdict. So give this case to the AG's office, because it's obviously is either they're incompetent or they just don't care. And I believe it's both. And if you don't care about justice, you should not have my son's case And yeah, so it needs to be turned over to the Attorney General's office and let them be the one to prosecute DJ's case. That is what I would ask folks to do. And now we have an election coming. I have all these governors that's running, for governor of California. I'm reaching out to see how I could meet with them, share DJ's story, and hopefully we can get the needle moving in that direction as well. So, I'm trying to make sure that my son's life is just not taken and no one is being held accountable. I'm really trying.
We see you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I know that you also move really important work all around the world. So the work that you are doing still in Jamaica is really, really important. You also do jacket drives in Josiah's name. How can people contribute to your efforts? Is there a way for folks to contribute? Sister Charmaine? I think we lost the sound for Sister Charmaine. So we'll make sure, if you're following BLM grassroots, we always uplift the work that Sister Charmaine is doing, the work that Chloe is doing. And we remember that we have to fight for our folks. I'm going to say this, what Sister Charmaine's, yes, Sister Charmaine's audio is out. What Sister Charmaine was offering is really, really important, that when our Black students go off to college, let's think about what kind of safe space we're creating for them. We also had Tyler Lewis killed by another white student. Allegedly, it was a student also with the first name Kyle. I have a new thing in my mind that I don't trust any white people named Kyle. You got Kyle Rittenhouse, Kyle Zollner, and then the Kyle who seems to be the stabber who killed Tyler Lewis at Buffalo State as well. And so we need to make sure that the campuses are safe spaces for Black students.
Definitely.
And we have to do work in the name of David Josiah Lawson, in the name of Tyler Lewis, in the name of when we talk about what just happened in Lubbock last year, right, with Erskine Jenkins, right? And so it's one of the reasons that I said my children will only go to HBCUs, but we have to create all campuses of spaces of safety. When we come forward, we're going to be talking about Prince right here on This Is Not a Drill.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Baton Rouge police have arrested 5 people in connection with the deadly shooting at the Mall of Louisiana. Mayor President Sid Edwards says security video shows a fight between 2 groups in the food court before the gunfire broke out.
Multiple suspects were identified, apprehended, are now in custody.
6 people were shot, 1 later died, and police now say all of the victims were innocent bystanders. Atlanta's Black Mayor Andre Dickens is making a strong push for the city to host the 2028 Democratic National Convention. Dickens welcomed DNC Chair Ken Martin and said Atlanta is the right choice for the country. And Pro Football Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor, who is Black, is reportedly in the hospital after a medical emergency in New Jersey. TMZ Sports says the 67-year-old was taken to the emergency room Friday, but people close to him do not believe the situation is too serious. Taylor is widely considered one of the greatest defensive players in NFL history. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Hi, I'm Angie. Did you know a billboard can save a baby's life? It's true. You can make a difference by helping us spread the pro-life message to reach those who are struggling with an unplanned pregnancy. Please make a gift today. Visit prolifeforacrossamerica.org.
You have something to say, and we want to hear it. KBLA Talk 1580 is engagement radio, not outrage radio. A place where your hopes, your frustrations, and your ideas are welcome 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Real talk, real people, real Los Angeles. KBLA Talk 1580, the station that sounds like the city looks. Tune in on your AM radio dial at 1580. Download our free KBLA 1580 app or listen live on our website at KBLA1580.com.
Unapologetically progressive.
funky. My name is Prince, the one and only. And this is Prince for the whole show. For the whole show, 10 years after our purple one shed his body, we are uplifting Prince. And look, we're going to get into some really great conversations, but we're kicking it off with one of the greatest conversations, the owner of the station. And I'm so blessed and honored to call him my friend. Also, the person who gave me the best birthday gift I've ever received in my whole life, other than my actual birth through my mama, Tavis Smiley, who is a friend of Prince's. And I've gotten to hear a few stories, but not many. Thank you so much, Brother Tavis, for calling in. We're so grateful that you took time out this morning. I don't normally ask you, but it's 10 years. And so thank you so much for calling in, Tavis Smiley.
It is my honor to be on your program and anything for Melina Abdullah and Black Lives Matter Grassroots, which leads me to my very first question, even though this is your conversation. What is the connect? I know the connection to Prince and Melina Abdullah. I got that. What, to your mind, is the connection between Prince and Black Lives Matter Grassroots? Put another way, this is not a drill. The rationale for doing 2 hours on Prince, given what you do every week, is what?
So, my favorite Prince quote is, just like books and Black Lives, albums still matter, right? That Prince, we have to remember that Prince used the gifts that he was given to awaken people, right?
That's right.
We started the show talking about how, he didn't just stumble upon the name Prince in the Revolution, right? He did everything with intention. And if we listen to what's in the people of our age, right? We studied the lyrics of Prince songs, right? As you study the lyrics of Prince songs, you know what it is he's saying. There's a million people ask for social justice songs by Prince. There's a million social justice songs by Prince, like maybe literally, because he was a writer, one of the most prolific writers in the history of the world. And embedded in it is so much that's revolutionary, from Sign of the Times to Baltimore, but also things that don't necessarily seem like they're revolutionary are, right? And so if we listen to even Seven, right? That was one of the kids' bedtime songs. The fall of evil, talking about the fall of evil. So I think everything is related to Prince, but Black Lives Matter Grassroots and the righteous work of Black freedom is very connected to Prince. And I don't know him, never knew him personally the way that you did, and kind of wanted to keep it that way. But I feel like I know his spirit. So Tavis, I know that this is not often that people get to ask you questions, but can you answer your own question? What is the connection?
I will.
Yes.
I will. Before I do that, though, just grant me one more courtesy. When you said that a moment ago that you never knew him and it was actually okay for you to keep it that way, unpack that for me. I'm really curious about that.
So I had interactions with him 4 or 5 times. And I always kind of think about, well, what would have happened if it was actually your fundraiser that you did for the Tavis Smiley Foundation?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Was the last interaction I had with him, because I got one of those super expensive tickets. It was one of the best shows ever. I got one of those front row tickets that gave us access to the sound check. But when I went in, I was the first one there and nobody was there. And I walked into this very small venue where he was going to be performing. And he was in the room. And no one else was in the room, just me. Like, I walked in and I saw him. And you know what I did, Travis? I ran and hid behind a column and held my breath until he left the room. I didn't know what to say I've been trying to think of a joke to tell him like all my adult life because I know he was funny. So I had nothing to say, but I think he was just such an influence for me. I wanted to keep him that. I didn't really want to know him. I wanted to know him the
Yeah.
way I knew him, you know?
No, I'm glad you answered that. I asked that in part because I have had the honor in my career, as you know, to interview pretty much everybody, and there aren't tons of people who I allowed myself to get as close to as I did Prince, and I'm grateful that Prince pulled me into his space. I've said many times that I don't know why it is he chose me to be his interlocutor of record, but I'm the guy that Prince chose to talk to the most. And I can tell you, I don't know if I've ever said this. It's not, it's nothing earth shattering. But every time Prince and I sat for a public conversation, there were many of them. Not one time did I ever ask him. Whenever he wanted to talk to me, when he had something he wanted to say, when he had something he wanted to express, he reached out to me. And that's not the way media works. When you're a talk show host, you know this. You call people and book them on your show. I never booked Prince on my show. Every time we talked, and I've never said this publicly until now, every time we talked, it's because he wanted to speak to me publicly. And so I realized it wasn't really about me. It was whatever it was he wanted to share with the audience. For example, the night that he came on one of my shows and announced or shared in the conversation that as a child, he had epilepsy. And that story, as you recall, trended all around the world. Who knew that Prince was epileptic? And he talked about how he was healed from epilepsy, how he ran down the hallway to his mom and dad's bedroom one night and said, "Mom, my epilepsy is cured. I'll never have it again." And she said, "What do you mean?" He said, "I'm cured of epilepsy. I'll never have to worry about that again." She said, "Why do you say this? Where are you getting this?" He said, "An angel came to my room and told me I was going to be all right. An angel came and told me that." So when Prince shares that story on my show, it goes viral. It goes all around the world. And for whatever reason, that night, you can rest assured when Prince said that, that didn't just happen, it didn't happen randomly. He had decided, for whatever reason, that at that moment in his life, he wanted to share that story. I do not know why. I was chosen again as the interlocutor. I don't know why he chose that night, that show, that day to share that with me and the world. But I was always clear that while we had so many private conversations, obviously more than I can count over the course of a 20+ year friendship, those public conversations always, resonate with me even to this day later, because I realized it was about me being used as a vehicle to speak to a broader audience, to share whatever it is he wanted to share. To your more specific question about the connection between Prince and Black Lives Matter grassroots, I want to channel you if I can, because Melina is so brilliant and so eloquent. I just love her mind as much as I love her. And of course, those two things are not disconnected. But I just love her mind. I love her spirit, her courage, her conviction, her character. I love everything about Melina Abdul. And what you said earlier, resonates again with me, because I get into Prince's music courtesy of the lyrics. I mean, you can't fade his musicianship, right? There's no question about that. You can't fade his musicianship, but the on-ramp for me to Prince's music has always been and will always be his lyrics. As much as I appreciate the musicianship, it's the lyrical content. And his lyrics speak to me as they speak to you. And if I were asked to give one word to describe what his lyrics mean to me across the board, it is humanity. And I believe at our best. Let me put it another way. I don't believe, Melina, I do not believe that any of us ever comes into the fullness of our own individual humanity if we cannot respect and revel in the humanity of everybody else. You will never experience the fullness of your own humanity, the depth of it, if you cannot, the scope of it, the range of it, the plateaus. You will never experience all that if you can't respect and revel in the humanity of other people. And at his best, that's what Prince tried to do. That's what he tried to live out. At his best, that's who he was. He was a public servant, and I do mean he was a servant. He served us in a variety of ways. He was a public servant, not a perfect servant. So he made mistakes. And his journey, his spiritual journey, all those years was really about wrestling with his own humanity and how to connect to the humanity in every other human being all around the world. And so it is humanity that I find in his lyricism. And that is first and foremost what I connect to. And in that regard, I know for a fact that Prince privately, clandestinely, with humility, funded all kinds of meaningful work in this country. He was abundantly clear. I'm making this contribution to you under one condition. The world must never know that I cut you this check. And I'm talking about checks of significant size. But he did that for so many organizations, so many institutions, and indeed individuals whose work and witness he respected. And so again, he used his resources to connect to amplify, to elevate the humanity in the work and witness that others were doing. And so he and I had any number of conversations privately about Black Lives Matter grassroots, and the work that he saw being done. And so, you know, I'm rambling, but the long answer to your short question is that what I connect to first and foremost is the humanity. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense. This is me, Tandiwe, talking to you now.
Hey, Tandiwe, how are you?
I'm good. And, you know, that's part of the beauty of how my mom raised us all is the humanity, the love also of Prince. He loved all people, all beings, right? This planet's spirit. And that's at the core, I think, of all of his music.
No, I think you're right. And it covers a range of stuff. I've said many times that everything that an artist writes does not have to be socially redemptive. Prince could write a party song as well as anybody, right?
Right.
You ask yourself, what's the social significance of Party Like It's 1999 or you know, any number of other songs, Private Joy. We could run through the catalog of songs and ask ourselves, what's the social meaning, what social significance does that song have? But when I say I respect his lyricism because I find humanity in it, what I also mean to suggest is that at his best, his gift was being able to write songs that were socially redemptive, but at the same time, write songs that we could vibe and groove to. And in that regard, he's no different than someone like Marvin Gaye. You know, Marvin Gaye saying, "Let's get it on," and then he's saying, "What's going on?" I mean, you can do both. It's not either or, it's both and. And Prince had the capacity over the range and scope of his gift and the music he left us to, again, get us to wrestle with our humanity in so many ways. And that means, you know, the kind of work that we engage, the kind of witness we engage, the way we love each other, the way we respect each other. So I guess when you look at his entire body of work, and there's so many thousands of songs in that vault in Paisley Park that have yet to be released. But over time, when we get a chance to appreciate his full body of work, I think people will come to understand and appreciate what I'm trying to say now, that there is no artist. I mean, Stevie Wonder is amazing, and Stevie is in this category, but there are a handful of artists whose work has been about focusing us in on reveling in and respecting us, as I said earlier, the humanity of everybody else. And so that's the greatest compliment I can give to Prince, is that his music still touches all of us to this day, still challenges all of us to this day. And I said on our show the other day, on the anniversary, we did this 3-hour program of the best of my conversations with him. We reprised that and honored him. I said then that most of us, Melina, still, and Tandiwe, we still don't appreciate his catalog. I'm telling folks, I know you know the hits, but dig deeper into the catalog.
Right.
That's right. I know you know the hits, but check out the B-sides.
Yes.
I mean, there's so much more that he has for you to dig into, and I encourage folks to do that.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
He's definitely a revolutionary, artistically, just in every way. People, I think, were kind of saying the same thing about D'Angelo when he passed, about how the kind of music he was making was also revolutionary, even if it wasn't about explicitly about revolution or fighting the power, right? It's about the kind of spirit.
Right. So, so Tavis, I know that you're traveling. We're really, really
Right.
grateful for you taking out time to call in. And Simeon's going, look, he knows we have to go.
Don't panic, Simeon. Don't panic.
We're so grateful for you calling in. And if anybody missed that 3 hours or any part of the 3 hours of conversations that you had with the purple one, with Prince, they are just beautiful conversations. And I just love your brotherhood and the way that you interacted. And I'm so, so grateful that I got to hold that purple guitar that made it rain.
No, I'm glad. Oh, I'm glad you said that. So first of all, on the show, if you missed the 3 hour show, the podcast is available. It's everywhere. So just all you do is look up any of my any Tavis Smiley show podcast, and all 3 hours are now posted. And I'm hearing from people all around the world. I'm literally out of the country right now as I speak to you, and people have stopped me where I am right now on the other side of the world talking about that podcast that they have heard already. So the podcast is up everywhere, number one. And to your point about that purple guitar, the guitar that Melina is referencing very quickly, so Simeon doesn't have a heart attack. The guitar that Melina is referencing is the purple cymbal guitar that he played at halftime of what I regard as the world's greatest halftime performance at the Super Bowl. We could have a barroom brawl about that. People have their favorite halftime shows, but if you ain't never seen Prince's,
No, that's the
go
best
check
one.
it out.
That's not even arguable.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, well, I'm with you on that. But he closes his set. For those who don't remember this or don't know this, he closes that halftime set with Purple Rain in Miami. And while he's playing Purple Rain on his purple cymbal guitar, the heavens open up and it starts raining. And then in classic Prince form, he takes that do-rag off his head, slings it into the audience. I mean, it's a classic moment, but what are the chances that you're closing with Purple Rain and the heavens open up and start raining on you while you're playing Purple Rain on your purple cymbal guitar? And so to Melina's point, Prince gifted me that guitar. Of all the guitars he could have gifted me, I'm so humbled that he gifted me that guitar. And Melina had a very special birthday. I had the vault deliver it to me. And we took that guitar over to her house for her party. And we took it out of the case and let all her friends see it, but let Melina hold it and take photos with it because I know how much she loves and regards Prince. And I should close on this. That guitar, I recently agreed to loan to the Met. The Met in New York City, of course, one of the greatest museums in the world. The Met is doing a huge exhibit all summer long, and Prince is featured in this exhibit. It opens on his birthday, believe it or not, June the 7th. Wow. Is when the exhibit opens. I agreed to loan that guitar to the Met. So it is out of the vault in LA right now. It's actually in New York City, preparing to be they're getting ready to display it all summer long for this huge exhibit at the Met. And so Melina and I are going to go to New York and hang out and go see that guitar at the Met, Melina, when you get a chance.
That's right. That's right. I'm so honored. And thank you so much for calling in and sharing. And I see Dr. Scott Brown going, that guitar? And we're going to come back and talk with Dr. Scott Brown about the music legacy of Prince. Thank you so much, my brother, my friend, my leader. So many things. I love you. I love you and wishing you traveling mercies as you return and looking forward to seeing you soon, Tavis Smiley.
I love you back. There ain't nothing you can do about it. And love to you as well, Tawanda. Have a good rest of the show, both of you.
Bye. Thank you so much for joining.
When we come forward, we got people calling in. 800-920-1580 is our phone number. Dr. Scott Brown is in studio. Much more to come right here on This Is Not a Drill.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, 6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in California and Hawaii.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Created with a share of the 1984 Olympic Games surplus, LA 84 began operations in 1985 as a grant-making and educational foundation. Today, the LA 84 Foundation supports hundreds of nonprofit youth sports organizations throughout Southern California annually, trains coaches, commissions research, convenes conferences, and maintains the world's premier Olympic and sports library collection. They are transforming lives and communities through the power of youth sports. To find out about youth sports programs for yourself or your child, and to get information about the grants and support they offer to schools and nonprofits, or if you want to make a donation, please visit la84.org. That's la84.org. Or you can call them at 323-730-4600. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, Black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
BLM's This Is Not a Drill continues right now.
Watch them fall. They stand in the way of love, and we will smoke them all with an intellect and a savoir-faire. No one in the whole universe will ever compare. I am yours now, and you are mine, and together we'll love through all space and time. So don't cry. One day all seven will die.
And that is about the fall of evil that is sure to come. Remember Prince's words. All seven, and we'll watch them fall. This is Melina Abdullah, and we are having a Prince Saturday, 10 years after he shed his body. The spirit of Prince, the music of Prince, the life and legacy of Prince remain. And we are in conversation. Of course, I'm here with my oldest child who got their Prince tattoo before I got mine.
It's true.
Tandiwe is in studio. And we're also in studio with one of my favorite people, Dr. Scott Brown.
Hey, hello, everyone.
Of
Good to see you.
UCLA's History and African American Studies Department, but also a lover of good music, a bassist himself. Dr. Scott Brown joins us in studio.
Yes, indeed. Prince is such a master at so many facets of music, and he's kind of like the soundtrack, a big part of the soundtrack of my growing up. So from his first album, For You, where he's doing this huge a cappella song, For You, does this really funk rock jam called I'm Yours. Then, of course, the single Soft and Wet, which was a roller skating hit in my hometown, Rochester, New York. So I've been on the scene I've been a day one, since Right On magazine interviews.
That's right. That's right. I'm also a day one. And
I was going to say, you might have to fight over that title.
Look.
Or you can be in your own club together.
No, day ones are day ones. When For You came out, if you were
don't be testing each other?
Yeah, we test each other. Look, we've been playing For You a lot at the house, especially Everything's All Right. Just as long as we're together, things all right.
It's too many Prince nerds in one.
Everything's all right.
Prince, there's no limit to the enthusiasm and the way that you can connect no other artist I think was as mindful all the way through his career about even the non-musical aspects of the way that he connected, you know, when it came to symbols, when it came to really thinking through everything. There were a few accidents in the way that he engaged with the world. And that's such a powerful kind of force that we'll always be dealing with in one way or the other in the world of music.
That's right. That's right. We have a caller. I believe this is my day one, Allison. Actually, my day before we were born, because our grandmothers were even friends. Allison, is that you? Is that my Allison calling in online too? Allison, is that you online too? Are we online too? Okay. All right. We'll try to come back. I think that's my Allison calling in online too, but we'll figure out what's happening with the phones in just a minute. I do want to uplift Dr. Scott Brown that we were there is that her? We got her? Okay. That for the first time just a couple weeks ago, I went to Paisley Park Studios. Have you gone there?
Yes, I have.
Can you share?
It was incredible for me. I stayed in Minneapolis that week because I was doing some workshops with community members there, and it was really, really incredible. And I ended my stay in Minneapolis with going. So I literally went to the museum, stayed there for the max. I got the max amount of time, the max amount of everything you can get. Wow. Then I went straight to the airport. So, because I wanted to leave on that note, you know. So I had, I got there. I was in the cab talking with a Somali, and the Uber with the Somali driver. She was telling me her stories about Prince because she would see him around in the area. So we were already in this kind of nice vibe.
I want to pick up on that when we come forward. I want to talk about the kind of impact that Prince had on his community. Why he never left Minneapolis.
That's right.
More with Dr. Scott Brown, with Tundiwe Abdullah, and of course, the president of the Prince Intergalactic Fan Club. Yours truly coming forward, and you're invited into the conversation. 800-920-1580.
BLM. This is not a drill. Continues when we come forward.
I'm Tammy Eswick with BIN News Now. Houston's mayor speaking out on Ashley Gonzalez, the Hispanic cop who used the N-word in a now viral video.
We will refer this matter to make certain that she loses her license. Let me send out a message to all city employees that this conduct will never be accepted.
To Shreveport, Louisiana, where KSLA says the 12-year-old girl who escaped being shot and killed by Shamar Elkins by jumping off of a roof is out of the hospital. Elkins was shot and killed by police after a chase. He's accused of killing 7 of his own kids and a cousin. Well, finally, prosecutors say singer David, whose real name is David Burke, had a significant amount of child pornography on his cell phone. He's still in jail after being arrested this week in connection with the death of a 14-year-old. He's pleaded not guilty. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Hi, I'm Angie. Did you know a billboard can save a baby's life? It's true. You can make a difference by helping us spread the pro-life message to reach those who are struggling with an unplanned pregnancy. Please make a gift today. Visit prolifeforacrossamerica.org.
You have something to say, and we want to hear it. KBLA Talk 1580 is engagement radio, not outrage radio. A place where your hopes, your frustrations, and your ideas are welcome. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Real talk, real people, real Los Angeles. KBLA Talk 1580, the station that sounds like the city looks. Tune in on your AM radio dial at 1580. Download our free KBLA 1580 app or listen live on our website at KBLA1580.com.
Unapologetically progressive.
An official message from Medicare. A couple more minutes and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you got to make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. 10 Toes In serves as a mentorship and domestic violence prevention program. They support, educate, and empower couples during and after incarceration. They assist male returning citizens to re-enter society successfully and to help them maintain a healthy relationship with their romantic partner. They offer a mentorship support group for formerly incarcerated men. 10 Toes In teaches its Intimate Relationships 101 curriculum at male prisons throughout the state of California. They host sister support group meetings for women who are intimately involved with incarcerated and formerly incarcerated men. 10 Toes In is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. To access their services or make a donation, please visit them online at 10toesin.org or find them on Facebook or Instagram. They are healing lives through relationships. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, host of The Voice of Reason, weeknights at 7 p.m. here on KBLA Talk 1580, with a personal invitation for you to join me and Insight.me as we present The Healing Box, live at Inglewood's world-famous Miracle Theater, Saturday evening, May 23rd at 7 p.m. Look, I understand your attachment style has been running your life like a rogue algorithm, and nobody has had the courage to press pause. Until now, Dr. Bakoya McCall and yours truly are curating a night where clinicians, spiritualists, and an all-star panel of Black woman healers like Dr. Shalonda Sunshine Crawford, Dr. Deshauna Johnson, and spiritualist Precious McGill will join some amazing spoken word artists and the legendary comedian Louis Dix to diagnose, disrupt, and heal your relational wreckage in real time. Listen, bring your trauma. As a matter of fact, bring your baby mama. No, bring your testimony. And if you're still texting your ex at 2 a.m., baby, you're not just invited, you're the target demo. Tickets are moving fast, so grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before your dating history gets flagged as a pre-existing condition. That's themiracleinglewood.com. We'll see you there Saturday, May 23rd at 7 p.m.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Unapologetically progressive. Unapologetically black. More now, BLM's This Is Not a Drill.
There's a spark of magic in your eyes. Candyland appears each time you smile.
So what I love also about Prince is that he is a music lover, right? He's a music lover. So Betcha by Golly Wow, this is one of the few songs that he remade. You know, there's a lot of artists who remade Prince songs, famously Shaka Khan, Sinead O'Connor, right? Who remade Prince songs or who he wrote for, right? But he also loved good music. And so Betcha by Golly Wow is one of those songs that he remade. Dr. Scott Brown is in studio. We're talking about Prince. We also have Allison back on the line. I think this is my day one. Allison Scott, Allison Malana. Grateful that you could call in. Is this you, Sister Allison? Cousin Allison?
Yes.
Hi,
Yes,
Allison.
Hello.
So look, when I say beyond day one, our grandmothers were friends. Our grandmothers were friends. Our mothers are friends, and we were friends. Our friends, cousins. By the time you go 3 generations, we cousins, right? But also,
Absolutely.
our first concert going experience, we got to share together. Allison, you gonna share that story?
Yes, absolutely. But I just want to say it's such a blessing to have lived in the time where Prince existed. You know, like, I always think about that. Stevie Wonder in that song Asthma, he says he knew exactly where he wanted you to be placed. That like God placed us in this time for a reason.
That's right.
There's a reason why, you and I are, our mothers are using someone else's address so we can go to school in Berkeley. And, we just serendipitously meet up and become, play cousins.
Yes.
So, yes, but what a blessing it is to have had Prince in our lives and for me to have you in my life.
Ashe, and the same. Allison is my family. Allison is my family, and I'm so grateful that you also brought the spirit and heart into this conversation, because if I talk about Prince too long, I will start crying. I will start crying. But we had such joy.
Yeah.
He brought us such joy.
Oh, absolutely.
So
absolutely, and yeah, when you text me and you ask me what was I doing Tuesday, and I said try not to cry, and just listen to the music and have fun.
Yeah,
have fun, because that's what he wanted us to do.
That's right. So what were we, 12 when we went to Purple Rain?
Yes, and you think about it, back then, like, you let your kids do whatever, but I was always so strong-willed, and I told my mother, like, I'm going to be sleeping outside in like Garfield sleeping bag and getting tickets to the Purple Rain concert. And that was happening. It wasn't I didn't ask permission. I was just like, this is what you're doing. You're gonna drop me off here and sleep on the sidewalk.
Wow.
And your mother,
strangers.
Fern, was not a hands-off mother either. She was not a hands-off mother, but she couldn't stop.
No, she was not. I told you she drove by every hour. She drove by every single hour until it got to like 10 o'clock, and finally all the people around me, like, I was the youngest person there, and all the people around me, I was such a fan. They were playing the music and I was, singing every lyric, but my mom was protective, but she let me be me. And that was, the biggest lesson I got from her, as a parent, just as a person. Like, she just let me be my own person.
Yeah. And I remember
never tried to stifle me.
I remember, so I didn't get to sleep out. We went at 5 o'clock in the morning and stood in line. I think that was what was that? The Fox Theater downtown? I don't remember the name of the theater downtown, but we went downtown. Yolanda Tolliver, who's now an ancestor, was one of our best friends. And Yolanda Tolliver and me got to go at like 5 in the morning, and we got tickets, but our tickets were way up. And then we met up with you, and we were able to get down to, you had better seats than we did. And we were able to get down to the better seats. And I remember singing Let's Go Crazy together. Yeah.
In that this fandom is, Purple Family that he called, those were the people who were like, come on, little sis.
Right.
Come on, because they were grown, and I remember being so disappointed because I wanted to dress up and wear something like lazy, and my mom was like, "Okay, that's too much, ma'am."
There's limits.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Allison, thank you so much for calling in and sharing those stories. And tell Adam I said hi and love you dearly. Love you dearly.
I'm going to breakfast with Tosca tomorrow. So this is perfect.
That's
just perfect.
We were just talking about Tosca your Aunt Tosca last night. Tell her I have her lip gloss on right now.
All right.
All right.
Me too. I will. But
Okay.
yes, I love you so much.
I love you too. I love you too. Thank you for calling. Okay.
That was so beautiful.
All right, Dr. Scott Brown.
Yeah.
So what's your first Prince? You saw Prince, I'm hoping.
Yes, I saw Prince actually on a Rick James tour. On the
Wow,
Fire It Up
when he
tour.
was opening.
That's right. Rick James was the man, of course. And this was the Fire It Up tour. And I was in a band called Pure Pleasure. And I don't know if we were a pleasurable listening experience, but I had a demo and I was looking for Rick James. So after in Rochester, New York, my hometown, whenever we had a concert, you could see the tour buses pulling up the Holiday Inn. Holiday Inn was a big deal, back in those days, like 1980. And so I went looking for Rick James, but Rochester's like an hour from his hometown, Buffalo. So he probably wouldn't have been in the hotel, but I saw a tour bus. I went inside with my tape, bothered everybody, security guard in the hotels. Like, look, Rick is not here, but there goes that guy, Prince, who's opening up the show. And absolutely. And so Prince walks in. He had on some red sweatpants, some clogs. He had his hair parted down the middle because this was the beginnings of the second self-titled album, the eponymous album. So I Want to Be Your Lover had just come out. Wow. And he was such a small upcoming artist that he actually had to go to the front desk himself.
And check
Yeah, and I interrupted him because I was still like looking for Rick James, but I was like, okay, consolation prize, So I said, hey, Prince, can I get your autograph? And he didn't say anything. He had these shades and they were like mirror shades, so I could see myself. He stared at me for a good long 10 seconds or so. Didn't say a word because I did interrupt him. And he signed his name and it kind of mimicked the stenography on that second album.
Because
it was
like a it's script, it's cursive.
Right. So he did something that looked a little bit like that. Prince said, and I took it and I was like, he got an attitude. He ain't Rick James. That was the way, that was how big Rick was. But now, so I go to the show, and some shows, the promoter, Al Heyman, would let me in. Some shows we'd sneak in. Some shows I actually saved up the $7 to go. I don't remember what were the options there. So Prince didn't steal the show, but he got way more attention than what Rick James wanted for an opening act. He especially dropped his pants and he's doing all these sex antics with the keyboard player Gail Chapman, Fink, but it was a small kind of rock band look compared to the kind of more P-Funk inspired big orchestral funk thing. So Rick James had column-sized blunts on either side of the stage and three-piece horn section and all kinds of about at least 12 people on stage. Prince with 6 people on stage
because Prince didn't do horns.
His keyboards did the horn
synthesizer,
right? Fink and Lisa Chapman and Gail Chapman, I'm sorry. They were filling up those spaces. So when you hear even from the very beginning, that would have been what a horn section had done,
right?
But so when you find people like one-man bands like Roger Troutman, Stevie Wonder, Prince, they use things in the studio to fill up space and innovate where traditional acoustic instruments would have. So a lot of technologies even get invented to facilitate their mastery of the studio, and Prince is no different, in that regard. So Prince with 6-piece band was so big and so forceful. And that was sort of the beginnings of the feud with the two of them.
He was like, how dare you be better than me?
Yeah.
So I'm going to just say it. He's better.
Well,
how dare you be better than me?
It's so interesting because while you could see, if I would have known the future, I would have looked into that moment and saw the 1980s coming and the 70s going, because that was sort of the decline of big band funk, where horn sections, percussionists, background singers, all that stuff was fading out. P-Funk in terms of the
size,
big size of it, right?
Right.
And then by the 80s, we get more into like solo artists. Even George Clinton himself does work more as a
Right.
solo artist in the 80s, right? So things shrunk sonically and things shrunk people-wise on the stage.
When we come forward, I want to talk about Prince's musicianship.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking with Dr. Scott Brown. You're welcome
Yes.
into the conversation, 800-920-1580. It's all Prince for at least the next 12 minutes.
More of BLM's This Is Not a Drill. Up next, we got a lot to talk about.
Getting around LA doesn't have to cost a lot. Metro has fares that fit every budget. 20 free rides for qualified riders through the Life Fare program. Free passes for students with GoPass and affordable options for everyone in between. Wherever you're going, Metro's got you covered. Visit metro.net/fare programs.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. We don't do ordinary. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The BLM Center for Black Power is a hub for Black activism in the city of Los Angeles, a standalone nonprofit affiliated with Black Lives Matter LA. The venue is home to live events, meetings, and organizing drives for Black-led community-based organizations. It is also the base of operations for Black Lives Matter LA. Built on what used to be a nuisance property owned by an arms dealer, the BLM Center for Black Power is in the heart of Leimert Park and has opened its doors to everything from youth organizers to toy drives to film screenings and community town hall meetings. To make a donation or make a request, please visit blmla.org. That's blmla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
Welcome back to BLM's This Is Not a Drill, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
6 o'clock already, I was just in the middle of a dream. I was kissing Valentina by a crystal blue Italian stream.
We also ain't sleeping on Simeon's digging in the crate skills. Yeah, keep that going, because that's Manic Monday. So white folks think that's the Bengals, but this is actually Prince. Prince writing Manic Monday and then letting the Bengals record it.
Part of what made him so great is that he could write songs and take on the personality of the other artists when constructing a song. They have actually an album on Spotify you can get or wherever of Prince's versions of songs before he gave them to the artists. and it's his voice singing them. Manic Monday is one of them, but you can hear there's an uncanny ability. Some songwriters just write a song and then the artist does the interpretation.
Right.
Prince is already anticipating what an artist would do with the song. He's thinking about their image, he's thinking about inflection, and he's also thinking about their vocal limitations. And he sings it in a way where, and others who don't have the range, let's say like a Morris Day, can pull it off in style because he's not doing all the things that we know he can go all over the map vocally.
Right.
But he's not doing that on certain songs that he gives with other artists.
Like Manic Monday doesn't have a lot of range.
And the songs he writes for Vanity 6, Vanity very, very limited vocally, but he's thinking about persona, he's thinking about image, he's thinking about, okay, how do I make this song so the message is delivered and you feel? So he understood, I think, the vibrational part of a song, that how do you feel when you hear it? Less about, okay, is this technically going to be something like, Patti LaBelle? No, but it'll be something that, yes, you'll be able to feel it and it will work for you, provided that you do what he says.
I love that.
Right.
And
he has music that hits every genre. So
that's right.
I've been disappointed in humanity a little bit, or young ones other than my own, because we do these check-in questions in a lot of meetings now. And my check-in question is favorite Prince song. And some folks don't. How do you not have a favorite Prince song? Like, you don't know any Prince songs. Like, your life has been limited. So look, I was at the union
I'm
meeting.
introducing Prince to people for the first time.
It's
in
wild.
my classes.
It's wild.
In my music classes, I'm introducing
How'd you
them to
get
Prince.
into a music class and you don't know no Prince
They
songs?
just take the class. They take a class. I think it's cool. And I mean, on one hand, it's an honor to teach them about Earth, Wind, and Fire, to teach them about, all these great artists, teach them about Prince. But on another hand, we're working with So Precious Little. I was in France in 86, 87 when Sign of the Times dropped. So I was in France. The first line in that song is, in France, a skinny man died of a big disease with a little name.
By chance, his
Right.
girlfriend
So
came
that
across
that
the
that was
needle
my
and-
favorite song for a long time, because it's such an anthem for describing the times, all the anxieties, all the things, and the contradictions, which are still with us today, right? It's silly, how a rocket blows.
And everybody still
wants to fly.
Some say a man ain't happy unless a
You know,
man.
Sister killed the baby because she couldn't afford to feed
him,
it.
and we're sending
Sending
people to the moon.
All right, so you hear that, and you're like, he just nails the contradiction in such a way that's undeniable.
Right.
And he's doing it in a beautiful sonic experience on top of that, right? So that was my favorite for a long time. I think, given what we're going through now, it's resurfaced again as my favorite.
I'm always so curious as to what Prince would say if he were here now, what kind of music he would be making, what his thoughts would be. I think he's just, I don't know. Part of having this conversation and the beauty of having this conversation is him being alive through us. And, the people who loved him through his music and through what he represented and his talent. But yeah, I'm always curious. I'm like, I wonder if Prince could see this. What kind of songs would he be putting out?
Right.
He'd be in the moment, that's for sure,
Right.
because he never ran from the moment. But also just his talent. We're talking about, somebody who was a virtuoso. I mean, usually when people play a lot of instruments, they're sort of good on one, and
everything
else they can get by, right? Whereas he has mastery.
He was a genius.
And
then he went through phases.
And then he has a good
piece on the guitar.
Yeah, that's right.
So in the tour, when you've toured
Mhm.
Paisley Park, did they
Yes.
talk about that? Because they talked about it
Yes.
on my tour, like
Yeah.
that they wanted somebody to just play exactly like Eric Clapton would
He
play.
wasn't
and
having
Prince
it.
was like,
No.
and the white guitarists who were all like doing the tribute. So
Mm-hmm.
this is for listeners. Just pull up When My Guitar Gently Weeps and Prince.
Most iconic.
And there's all supposed to be master guitarists playing this tribute to Eric Clapton. And Prince comes out. And did you see the young white guitarist behind him is like, like he's trying to play, but he's like fanning out over the way Prince is playing.
Oh yeah.
It's and then I think there's an interview with Eric Clapton after, and the interviewer says, "How's it feel to be the greatest guitarist of all time?" And he says, "I don't know. You have to ask Prince."
That's a good
Right.
one.
Yeah.
You know, and Prince is one of the few musicians that's on the cover of like Guitar Magazine, Keyboard Magazine, because what he does with keyboards in terms of making the synthesizer the lead melodic correspondent with background vocals, like we were talking earlier. And then he's on the cover of Bass Magazine. And if you listen to that bass line on 777,
man,
boom, 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 and it's that little, and bass players spent all this time trying to figure out, because he plays synth bass along with it, and it's so married to every little lick, you can't tell what's what. You don't know what's a dead note, what's a live note, and then he improvises a lot in that song. So you think you have it down, then you hear something different.
So look, we got 60 seconds.
Uh-oh.
Dr. Scott Brown, we could talk
Yes.
about Prince easily for another.
Sure.
How do we connect with you though? How do we follow Dr. Scott Brown?
You can follow Dr. Scott Brown's music verse. Dr. Scott Brown, Scott is spelled with one T. That's the way my parents chose to do it. And I'm on Instagram. That's probably the place that everybody, gets together.
And
on.
you're
It's my IG.
hosting something tonight?
Yes, tonight I'm going to be at the Hamer Museum. They show movies at the Hamer Museum, which I just found out about. And tonight they're showing the 5 Heartbeats.
And you doing the
I'm
talk
going to
back?
do the talk back afterwards along one of the actors, I believe, who was in the film as well.
Awesome. And we are going out to Prince's favorite, my favorite, Tandiwe. I don't know if it's your favorite. What's your favorite?
The Ballad of Dorothy Parker.
Ballad of Dorothy Parker. Let's go out to Purple Rain. Can we pull up Purple Rain?
This summer
That
I'm
one
teaching a
does go.
class on Michael Jackson, Prince, and Whitney Houston.
Ooh,
and that's
we
an
wanna sit in on
asynchronous.
that.
That's an asynchronous class, so everyone can take it. UCLA African American Studies, Michael Jackson, Prince, and Whitney Houston.
And
in the
people
long
can follow
1980s.
me at Doc Melly Mel and
me at
BLM Grassroots on all social media. We're going out to Purple Rain.
All righty.